What is up, my very favorite racket stringers? I am here with a very exciting update today to my printing section within StringBiz. So this is a culmination of quite a bit of work. As you may know, I started off with just essentially supporting Brother P-Touch labels because I do believe that they are probably the best option for having discrete, long-lasting, durable labels on your racket. But I know that customization is important to folks, and I wanted to offer that as an option. So now, if you go into settings and you go to labels and notifications, there's two areas where you can adjust labels. So obviously I can enable my racket labels like I could before, and by default we go ahead and we start off with our Brother P-Touch label. Nothing changes here except for the fact that now you can actually customize those labels. So in here I can do things like maybe I don't want the QR code as part of my labels. That maybe something that I don't want to offer. I don't want people to be able to scan that QR code and get that racket history. I just want to put on like their tension and their string type. Now this will limit how much stuff you put on the label so that it will fit, and that's all automatic. You don't need to worry about it whether or not it'll fit, but you can actually see that you've got a little preview down here that you can print a test label, essentially get it looking exactly how you want it to look. I'll go ahead and reset it to my normal standard method. The other thing I can do is I can start choosing some of the other options out there on the market. Now I have tested this with some thermal style label printers. Right now I'm using a rather nice little label printer by a brand name I can't pronounce, but it's essentially the same format as Zebra or Rollo. There's some others out there as well that make these printers, and they standardize based on a 4x6 shipping label, but you can get labels in all sorts of shapes and sizes. So I've defaulted to using a 1x3 inch label, and they do make them that are removable without any residue. I've had some and I tested them, and the same thing happens here. I can go ahead and customize exactly where and what I put on those little labels, so you can very easily make that your own and adjust your label size. You can even enter a custom size here as well. So if you have a different label printer or you're using an inkjet printer with different labels, you can actually go ahead and customize that as you see fit. In addition to the racket labels, I've also had job printing in here for a while, so you'll be able to actually go ahead and print out your job slips right from StringBiz that give you all the information that you need. And I've made it a couple of different ways. There's a no-brainer way of doing it where we will automatically print this out on your typical receipt paper. So if you have a receipt printer connected to your computer for like your register or something like that, if you choose the two standard sizes or even auto detect, you'll get a standard layout. I can show you what that will look like of job slips here. So I'll go over here to my dashboard and I'll show you what that job slip looks like. So if I go ahead and hit slip, pop this open, this will come out in a receipt printer and you get all this information on it. No problem. You don't have to configure anything. It's all out of the box, super easy. But of course, customization is king. So I can come in here instead and I can go down here, and instead of choosing that default size, I can go in and do custom label just like above, and I can choose those same options, whether it's a thermal label as above, and I can actually print these out on a 4x6 label. So this is the same size as your typical packing label. And again, I can choose to add or remove whatever information that I want on here, but I'm obviously giving all the information that you may need for a string job, including all of the notes you have on the job, drop-off times, pickup times, who the stringer should be, and so forth. All on here. So I'll probably make some adjustments to this as time goes on, add a few things here as well, but as it is, it's ready to go. And do tell me if you have any problems, challenges, questions. I do even support even smaller labels here for some of these situations, so I can actually make it so I can fit quite a bit of information onto a small little label if you've only got you know the same labels that you're using for your racket printer. I can actually even print small enough labels for you to fit there as well. So we'll make it work. But yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think, and happy stringing. Thanks.